We have here the brand new 2023 Enve Melee frame, custom built up with bike ahead composites. This is a size 52, weighing at 15 pounds, 15 ounces, and in kilos, 7.24. Stay tuned to after video where you have free body sound test on those bike ahead composites. Hey, how's it going, everyone? GC Performance here, back with another video, and today I have for you guys something very, very special. This is 2023 Enve Melee road bike custom build up with a pair of some bike ahead composite wheels on here. There's a lot of firsts for my channel on this, so I want to go over this whole bike. The Enve frame is the first one I've seen in person. Also, the bike ahead composite wheels is the first time I see this actually in person myself, but very surprised for the weight with everything included on the bike. The weights I gave you right at the beginning were with pedals and also a bottle cage. I'm sorry for all the quick cuts on this video. I slept on my side of my cheek the other night, like 2 nights ago, and I grind my teeth tonight, and my cheek got my teeth caught my cheek in there, and I got this cut on the inside of my lip, and it kills me. It kills the talk, but I'm pushing through it because this bike is very cool, and it's a once in a lifetime opportunity to get this whole build in front of me like as is. But without further ado, now that I kind of give you guys some information about the Enve bike and the Melee itself, I want to go through the whole bike, the whole build of what Juan has on here. A couple other side notes. The maximum tire clearance on this bike, I believe, is 35s. You can run fenders on it as well. They do have little fender ports right there. I'll show you more. But it is a cool feature that you can do with the bike. I think that's a really cool space that they add. You're paying a premium for this bike. They're giving you the option to change out stems and handlebars before you order it, which I think that when you pay that kind of price point, it shouldn't be charged extra to the consumer. But I don't know, it's a really cool looking bike. Looks very similar to a Tarmac SL7. Everyone says it. This has just a little bit more of a slope to it, whereas the Tarmac SL7 is a little bit more boom. But the bike looks really, really badass. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So starting off with the stem, we have on here a Enve carbon fiber stem. It's 130 millimeter length as well. And then for the bars, we have on here an Enve carbon fiber handlebar as well. The cables are ran internally through the bar, through the stem, down to the frame. Now these bars are very wide. This bike is a size 52. These are a 44 bar. The store itself only had these bars in stock because of shortages. They just got in his size handlebar. They're going to swap out for free for him. But it was very kind of them to go ahead and let them customize the bars, or at least get a bar in there to let him ride it. And then as his bars came in, they're able to swap out. So he's very happy as a consumer. He's just waiting to get some time to go over there. The handlebar tape that comes on here is also their own Enve handlebar tape. And just if you guys are wondering, you can run a out front proprietary Garmin mount on here. You can see it kind of goes right there. The customer does not have it installed right now, but that's where the mount will go for running a Garmin, a Wahoo, whatever you want. It can take it as well. I do like the cleanliness and the clean look of here. The one thing I will say is that you're seeing more and more companies go to where the cables are running underneath the stem and down. I think that's a nice feature because of the fact of it's easier to swap out stem lengths. It's easier to drop spacers. It's much better for the consumer. I had a customer with a Tarmac SL7 that had bearings that the headsets were kind of going bad on. I was able to pop off the stem and kind of manipulate where I can get to each bearing. I was actually able to flush it and clean it out without replacing the bearings right away. Just my 2 cents, but that's it. So I do like when bikes are running with the cables underneath here. I know it doesn't look as sleek, but it's much more consumer friendly. The group set that comes on this bike is going to be a SRAM 12-speed axis, 12 gears in the rear, 2 in the front. It's a wireless shifting method to the front and rear mechanism. There's the Enve logo on the front. We can see how much tire clearance is on here. For reference, these are a 700 by 28C tire. And like I said, you can fit up to a 35. The customer said you can fit up to a 38 on here, but it must be a very, very thin tire, I would say so. But with fenders, a 35, I believe. And you can see right there, that little port. I think that's a fender screw port. And then we have the fender screws right there as well. Now, for the wheels. These are bike ahead composites carbon fiber wheel. Is a single monocoque 6-spoke lightweight carbon fiber wheel. This company claims to be the lightest of the 6-spoke carbon fiber wheels out there. Their hubs, they say, are DT. They say they're special made with DT Swiss internals. So obviously you have to have some kind of crazy housing for that hub right there because of the structure of that wheel. But the internals, I believe, are DT Swiss. And then the overall aesthetics of the wheel look very, very nice. I believe the depth of them are 37 millimeters. And the internal width of the rim is 20 millimeters wide. So this is a 28C tire. We can see here, there is no light bulb. It looks very flush, looks very clean. I like the look of these. They do make a deeper dish wheel as well for aerodynamics. I think I like the look of them because of my first time seeing them in person. One thing everyone always says, how do you true them? you can't. So you have to send them back to the company to go ahead and true them, as far as I know. But they are super lightweight wheels, and I think that's how that customer achieved the weight of what he was going for with this bike, right at 15 pounds, 15 ounces. But I think the look of them looks really cool. I think they look really badass when you spin them out. The hub sounds insane as well. We will do a spin test on them, like I said, at the end of the video, but it looks very, very badass. And then we can see right here, we have some fluid leaking, which I have to change those valve later on. But these are the bi-turbo road wheel, and the recommended rider weight on here is only 95 kilos. So if you are heavy, they do not have any wheels for you right now. But they're badass wheels. Very stiff, very strong. The look of them looks really cool. It's something different. So that's very cool. The tires that are on here are going to be the Velo Flex 700 by 28. These are Corsa Evo TLRs. These are kind of like a training tire, he said, but they're very supple. So they look like a very nice tire. They actually make a super lightweight tire, one of the lightest out there. These wheels are also made in Germany. For the rotors, it's a 160 millimeter SRAM red rotor in the front. And then we have here the brake caliper bolts are in the front facing, which I think is really cool. Scott also does that as well. I think it's a cool looking bike on there. But one thing to notice is that this is a 160 millimeter rotor right here, and the bolts go in the front. There's no adapter in here. So it looks like you can't run 140s, which I've seen other people do. Usual road bikes are gonna be 140 stock, and then you run an adapter. So this one stock is gonna be 160 in the front. We have an Enve logo down the middle right here, and then bottom bracket is a T47 bottom bracket, is a threaded bottom bracket right there. He has a ceramic speed bottom bracket in there as well. Nice little Enve logo, like I said before. We have on here a Bontrager bottle cage. He is waiting for a different bottle cage on here. For the crank on here, we have a SRAM red crank arm with a cork power meter, and then carbon tied chain rings with gold carbon tied bolts. Pedals on here are going to be Shimano Dura-Ace pedals, which that is complete taboo. I will always say this: Shimano and SRAM don't go together. But anyways, customer preference. Chainring, I think, is a 50 on here. I believe so. Chainring is a 50 on here. The chain is a gold chain. It's a KMC 12-speed chain. And in the back, he has a SRAM red cassette 1033 with a SRAM red rear derailleur. SRAM red front derailleur right here as well. Battery mounted here, battery mounted here. Absolutely beautiful bike. Again, like I said, we have the stack and reach. It is UCI legal. And then we can see down here, this is where our fender mounts. That's one bolt right there. Then we have fender mounting bolts right here as well. For the rear wheel, again, same exact wheel as the front, not different depths, not staggered, same tire, and they are tubeless ready. But this bike gives off very, very similar vibes to all high-end bikes. Colnago V3RS, Tarmac SL6, Tarmac SL7. All these new frames out there that come out look very similar to these with the drop seat stays, but it's a very efficient bike, and the customer said that it's a very quick, snappy, efficient bike as well. For the rear rotor, it's going to be a 140 millimeter rotor in the rear, and then with the SRAM red brake calipers, they are both flush through axles on here, so you will need to bring a tool to go ahead and remove them. And then for the seat post, you get a proprietary Enve seat post that goes into this bike frame with the integrated seat wedge that goes right here. And then for his saddle, it's a full one-piece carbon fiber lightweight saddle, Burke. This saddle weighed in right around 73 grams as a total weight, super lightweight. I am way too fat for that. I don't know if I can get accustomed to that. People who ride this, I give them much respect. I know it gets comfortable over time, but man, it hurts my butt just looking at that. I'll take my power saddle any day. But that is it for this review, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Absolute gorgeous build. Thank you again to Juan for letting me do a video on this bike. I love the way this thing looks. I like the wheels, I like the frame. It is a unique bicycle piece that I'm sure will turn heads wherever he goes. Very stealth looking. I absolutely love it. So thank you guys again so much for watching. I'll see you guys next week. All right, here comes a free body sound test on this bike ahead composite wheel with a DT Swiss free body.